Hey guys, welcome to week 10 of the NCAA college football season. Last week, I believe, because I can't find the sheet, but I believe I was 3-2-1 at least from what I saw. So not a terrible week, not a great week, just kind of meh. So
Mississippi's fucked it.
Yeah, Mississippi school screwed me. That was my 2 losses. So let's get started this week. Got some good games. Got a good game tonight. This is a game. It's Florida State at Louisville. Florida State's favored by 4.5 points. You got a lot of prognosticators calling for the upset here with Louisville. I think this line actually started around 7 earlier in the week, so it's gone down. And, you know, it won't surprise me. I mean, Louisville's not a bad team. You got Petrino there. So I just look at Florida State. They have not played well all year. When I say well, I'm saying compared to last year, where they seem to dominate each game. They've had a lot of close games. They just can't pull away. I look at this week as being the week they're able to not pull away, not blow them out by 20 points, but I think a 7-point margin is a minimum here. So I'm going to take Florida State on the road. It should be a good game, but give me the Florida State minus 4.5. Next, we've got another Florida school, Florida Gators, going on the road to Georgia. I guess they're both on the road since they play in Jacksonville. Georgia's favored by 11.5 points. You know, I look at this game. It's a rivalry game. It's a neutral site, and no matter how good or bad the teams are, it always seems to be a close game. And so that tells me I should take Florida, but I've seen Florida play a couple times this year, and it has been horrendous. Yeah. So I've got to take Georgia here, even without Gurley. Nick Chubb has looked really well. Offense is playing well, and the defense is actually starting to play like you would expect under Jeremy Pruitt. So I like Georgia here to cover 11.5 points, and it should be a pretty easy victory. Florida has a really good defense. They just have no offense. I'll be interested to see how the quarterback does. They're starting, I think, it's either freshman or redshirt freshman this week. After that terrible game against Missouri with Driscoll. So we'll see what happens there. Next, we've got TCU going on the road to West Virginia. TCU's favored by 4.5 points. TCU, I mean, last year I think they had the Missouri first year in the SEC, even though it wasn't their first year in the Big 12. They as I recall, they didn't play as well, and that might have been 2 years ago. But West Virginia, I mean, I've been impressed by how they played last week, beating Oklahoma State by 24, I think, 34-10. TCU really should be undefeated. That loss to Baylor when they were up by, I think, 21 points in the fourth quarter. You know, but I look at West Virginia. They had a strong game against Baylor at home. They just had a strong game against Oklahoma State. They're going in the right direction. TCU's playing strong. It should be a really good game. I like West Virginia home crowd. 4.5 points. Give me that. I'll take it. Kentucky at Missouri. Missouri's favored by 8 points. Obviously, I'm going to do a Missouri game every week. You know, last week I took Vanderbilt getting 21 points, and that ended up being a 10-point game. I'm a little surprised that the spread is as high as it is. I guess it's because Missouri's at home. But, you know, you look at it, Kentucky played Vanderbilt at home, beat them 17-7. Missouri played Vanderbilt at home, beat them 24-14. This could be a lower scoring game because it seems like both offenses just don't click sometimes. I know Kentucky lost 45-31 to Mississippi State last week, but I'm going to take Kentucky here to cover 8 points just because of the offensive woes that Missouri's had over the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's hard for me to give a big spread like that, so I'm going to take Kentucky to cover. Hope they don't win, but I'm taking them to cover. Next, we've got Auburn going on the road to Mississippi. Mississippi coming off a tough loss at LSU last week, 10-7. I got what I expected out of Mississippi's defense, played a great game. A little surprised by Mississippi's offense. 7 points. It worries me. And I look at Auburn, they're kind of the opposite. You don't have to worry about their offense, but, you know, they gave up 35 points to South Carolina. And it was a great game last week, 42-35, that Auburn won. I like Auburn. They've been in the pressure situation. I like them. They're giving a point away, so they're getting 1 point. Give me Auburn in this game. I expect Mississippi to lose their second straight here. And last but not least, we've got Stanford going on the road to Oregon. Oregon's favored by 8.5 points. This has been a stumbling block for Oregon for the last several years. Obviously, Oregon's already lost to Arizona at home. this is not the same Stanford team that they've played in the last couple of years. They just don't look the same. So they always have a good defense, but the Stanford offense is not the same. So I like Oregon at home to, I guess, redeem themselves over the last couple of years and keep marching toward a potential playoff spot. So give me Oregon minus 8.5. And the kitty has joined us. Happy Halloween. Say happy Halloween, kitty. That's my picks for this week, guys. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next week.